Have you ever noticed how some men barely try, yet women seem instantly drawn to them? It's not magic and it's not luck. It's psychology, understanding how the human mind works in. Attraction gives you an advantage that most men never learn. But here's the question. Do you think women are more influenced by words or by actions? Share your thoughts in the comments. Psychological research shows that attraction is rarely random. It's built-in subtle cues, behaviors, and patterns that trigger interest. At a subconscious level, the men who seem magnetic are not always the richest, the tallest, or the best looking. They simply know how to activate the right psychological triggers. Think about it. Confidence, eye contact, body language, and even the way you listen can create a sense of obsession. These are not gimmicks. They are proven aspects of human psychology that influence how people connect, bond, and remember you. When used with awareness, they can completely change how women perceive you. In this video, we're going to break down 7 psychological tricks that make you unforgettable to women. These are strategies backed by both science and real-world examples. And they work because they align with how attraction naturally operates. Watch until the end, because even one of these tricks could transform the way you connect with women forever. One of the strongest psychological triggers in attraction is the scarcity effect. The idea that people place more value on what feels rare. When you make yourself available, women subconsciously assume your time isn't worth much. But when you create space, it signals that your life is full, purposeful, and valuable. Think about it. If someone is always at your disposal, you take their presence for granted. But if they are occasionally hard to reach, their attention suddenly feels like a privilege. The same applies in relationships. A man who balances interest with independence creates a sense of intrigue that keeps a woman engaged. Psychologists have studied this extensively. Scarcity increases perceived worth in almost every area, whether it's products, opportunities, or human attention. Women are not drawn to men who are desperate for validation. They are drawn to men who are selective with their energy. Jung might explain it as the projection of value. When you value yourself, others mirror it back to you. A practical example is texting. If you're spun instantly every time, it can feel clingy, but if you take your time because you are genuinely focused on your work, hobbies, or goals, it communicates self-respect. The delay builds anticipation, and your replies carry more weight. The danger, however, is taking scarcity too far. Playing games or intentionally ignore someone can backfire and feel manipulative. The goal isn't to be cold. It's to live a life so rich and purposeful that you naturally aren't available every moment. That authenticity makes the effect powerful. Scarcity also works in body language. A man who doesn't over-explain himself, who doesn't try too hard to win approval, radiates quiet confidence. His presence feels rare because he's not competing for attention. He already knows his value. In relationships, this principle creates balance. Women admire men who give love and attention, but who also maintain fire independence. Scarcity doesn't mean absence. It means maintaining your sense of self while connecting deeply. That's what keeps attraction alive over time. So let me ask you, do you think being less available makes people value you more, or do you think it risks pushing them away? Share your opinion in the comments because your insight may help others understand how to apply this principle wisely. Eye contact is one of the most powerful psychological triggers in attraction. A steady, confident gaze communicates confidence, and authenticity with a single word being spoken. Women are highly sensitive to nonverbal cues, and eye contact tells them immediately whether you are self-assured or uncertain. Think about it. When someone avoids eye contact, it signals nervousness, dishonesty, or a lack of interest. On the other hand, holding eye contact without staring aggressively creates a sense of connection and trust. It tells you, I see you and I'm comfortable being seen by you. This balance is where the magic happens. Psychologists call this mutual gaze, and studies show it increases emotional bonding and even triggers dopamine release in the brain. That's why moments of eye contact can feel electric. Jung might describe it as the unconscious acknowledgement of another person's depth. It feels like more than looking. It feels like being seen. Practical example is when you're speaking to a woman in a crowded room. If you can maintain calm eye contact while others are distracted, she will remember that moment. It's not about saying something clever. It's about thesilent signal that your attention is focused and confident. But there's a danger here too. Too much eye contact can feel intimidating or even creepy. The Stoic principle of moderation applies. Balances everything. Hold her gaze for a few seconds, then glance away naturally, creating rhythm instead of force. This keeps the interaction comfortable while still. Magnetic. Eye contact also amplifies the impact of your words. When you look someone in the eye as you speak, your statements feel more sincere and powerful. Without eye contact, even the best words lose their weight. With it, even simple words can feel compelling. In relationships, consistent eye contact builds trust. Women often interpret it as honesty and stability. A man who can look directly at her without hesitation conveys sympathy, while avoidance suggests insecurity. This single skill can change how every interaction unfolds. So let me ask you, have you ever felt that unexplainable spark during eye contact with someone? Was it the words they said or thesilence between the glances that made item forgettable? Share your experience in the comments because your story might remind others how powerful this simple act really is. One of the most effective psychological tricks in building attraction is mirroring. The subtle act of reflecting someone's behavior, tone, or body language. When done naturally, it creates a sense of instant connection. Women feel like you get them, even if they can't explain why. Imagine sitting across from someone during a conversation. If she leans forward slightly and you do the same after a pause, she feels an unconscious bond. If she speaks softly and you lower your tone much, it signals harmony. This isn't manipulation. It's psychology. We instinctively trust those who feel similar to us. Psychologists call this chameleon effect. Studies show that people who are subtly mirrored report feeling more comfortable and connected to the person in front of them. Carl Jung might add that this reflects archetypal resonance, the unconscious recognition of shared patterns between two individuals. Practical example: if she uses expressive hand gestures, you mirror a lighter version. If she laughs, you smile naturally in response. These micro behaviors make her feel that you're in sync, building rapport faster than words alone ever could. The danger lies in overdoing it. If you mirror too directly or too quickly, it comes across as mocking or insincere. The key is subtlety. Allow a natural delay and keep your imitation soft enough to be felt, not noticed. The goal is connection, not imitation. Mirroring also works emotionally. If she shares something personal, meet her vulnerability with gentle openness of your own. Matching her emotional tone shows empathy and understanding, strengthening the bond even further. This technique can be especially powerful early in interactions. While others may try too hard to impress, your quiet alignment makes her feel safe and understood. That comfort builds the foundation for deeper attraction. So, let me ask you, have you ever felt an instant connection with someone as if you were already on the same wavelength? Chances are mirroring was at play. Share your story in the comments. Your experience might help others recognize just how powerful this subtle trick really is. One of the most overlooked psychological tricks in attraction is mystery. Humans are naturally curious. When everything is revealed too quickly, interest fades. But when you hold something back, you spark curiosity. And curiosity is the seed of obsession. Women are especially drawn to men who reveal themselves in layers, not all at once. Think about a movie trailer that shows whole plot versus one that gives only glimpses. Which one makes you want to watch more? The same applies in relationships. If you share every detail of your life too soon, the intrigue disappears. If you reveal your personality greatly, you create a sense of discovery that keeps her engaged. Psychologists describe this as the information gap theory. When people fear there's more to learn, they stay invested. Carl Jung would link this to the archetype of the mysterious hero, Theon, who carries depth, secrets, and experiences that unfold with time, not instantly. A practical example is in conversation. Instead of explaining your entire past in one sitting, you might share a meaningful story, then stop, leaving room for curiosity. This makes her want to know more. It's not about being deceptive. It's about pacing the story of who you are. The danger comes when mystery turns into emotional unavailability. Withholding too much creates frustration, not attraction. The key is balance. Be open enough to build trust, but reserved enough to keep curiosity alive. Attraction thrives in that middle ground. Mystery also works through nonverbal cues. A calm presence, a thoughtful pause, or a smile without explanation can be more powerful than 1,000 words. These small hints of depth signal there's more beneath the surface, inviting her to lean in. Over time, this approach strengthens connectivity. Each interaction becomes an unfolding experience, not a predictable routine. Women admire men who can balance the openness with restraint because it shows confidence and emotional control. So, let me ask you, when you meet someone new, do you tend to reveal too much too soon, or do you keep a natural sense of mystery? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your reflection might help others understand how curiosity fuels attraction. One of the clearest psychological tricks that draws women in is how you carry yourself before you even speak. Your body language communicates volumes. Confidence is not about loudness or exaggeration. It's about calm control of your space. Women notice posture, gestures, and presence long before they analyze your words. Think about it. A man who slouches avoids eye contact or fidgets communicates insecurity. On the other hand, a man who stands tall, shoulders relaxed, and moves with ease radiates self-assurance. This doesn't mean acting bigger than you are.
It means
being fully comfortable in your own skin. That subtle difference makes your presence magnetic. Psychologists describe this as nonverbal demands. Not in the sense of aggression, but in signaling calm authority. Jung might interpret it as a reflection of inner wholeness. The body mirrors the psyche. When you are centered inside, it shows outside and people feel it instinctively. A practical example is how you enter a room. If you rush in nervously, people barely notice. But if you walk in steadily with a composed pace and controlled gestures, you command attention without demanding it. Women are drawn to this quiet strength because it signals reliability and confidence. The danger lies in crossing the line into arrogance, taking up space aggressively, speaking with exaggerated gestures, or forcing presence makes people uncomfortable. True confidence doesn't need to provide self. It simply exists. That humility paired with strength is what women find irresistible. Body language also shapes your own psychology. Studies show that confident posture not only changes how others see you, but also how you feel about yourself. Standing tall, breathing deeply, and slowing your movements reinforce inner stability, making confidence a self-fulfilling cycle. This is why small adjustments matter. Relaxed shoulders, steady eye contact, and intentional emphasis in your movement project. Calm assurance, you don't need to perform. You just need to align your body with the security you already hold inside. So, let me ask you, have you ever been impressed by someone's presence before they even spoke a word? Did their body language tell you everything you needed to know? Share your thoughts in the comments because your experience may help others realize how powerful nonverbal confidence can be. We've explored 5 powerful psychological tricks that can make any woman feel deeply drawn to you. Eye contact, the scarcity effect, mirroring, the role of mystery, and confidence in body language. Each of these principles works because they're rooted in psychology, not gimmicks. They activate natural human responses that shape how women perceive and connect with men. The truth is, attraction is less about what you say and more about how you carry yourself, your presence, your timing, your silence, and your body language. I'll communicate confidence and depth long before your words ever reach her ears. When you combine these habits, you'll create an energy that feels irresistible. It's authentic. But remember, these aren't tricks to manipulate. They're skills to cultivate within yourself. The goal isn't to make someone obsessed for a moment, but to build genuine, lasting attraction that's grounded in respect and self-awareness. Women are drawn to men who live with purpose, not to those who perform for attention. So, here's my question for you. Which of these psychological triggers do you think has the strongest impact? And have you noticed it in your own life? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective could inspire someone else to see attraction in a new way, and if you stayed with me until the end. Write inner power in the comments. That way, I'll know you value not just attraction, but the deeper journey of self-mastery and awareness.